person about the glories of the holy name, tend to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name, and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success, Krishna Prema. Once again, I thank everyone for joining the Bhakti Sangha conference call today. Let us move to our next session, which is Srimad Bhagavatam class. May I know who all have joined the call this morning?
Hare Krishna Vardhana Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas. Thank you, Mataji, for all your services. Very grateful to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Vinita Gandharika Mataji, Dhanvat please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna. All glories to all your services, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devidasi from Chicago.
Hare Krishna Yashamati Mataji, Dhanvat please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Is anybody else would like to introduce themselves? Hare Krishna, dear devotees.
All glories Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj is my humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Raleigh. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Krishna Kumari Mataji, Dhanvat please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna. I think Prabhuji is not joined yet, Mataji. We'll continue our chanting until Prabhuji comes.
Sure, Mataji.
Yeah,
I will try to call him and see also.
Yeah, sure, Mataji. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktanda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare.
Mataji, Prabhuji is joining in a couple of minutes. You want to read the introduction and be ready, Mataji? Shall I click the record?
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
Welcome to the Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Samik Rishi Prabhu. Prabhuji is going to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th canto, 20th chapter, verses 24 to 33. Before diving into the call, I would like to give a brief introduction of His Grace Samik Rishi Prabhuji. His Grace Samik Rishi Prabhuji is the disciple of Srila Prabhupada. Being a doctor by profession, he has done immense services to the devotee community and served the society by donating for lots of projects. For example, he donated the deities in Philadelphia temple and he made 3,000 temple units that serve as an altar in the villages. Prabhuji also served as a temple president of ISKCON New Jersey for 15 years. Recently, Prabhuji has helped in building Radha Gopinath Mandir in Khargone, Madhya Pradesh, and a community for devotees to live around. Prabhuji is known for his simplicity and humility. Prabhuji is now an initiative guru in ISKCON. Jai. His Grace Samik Rishi Prabhuji ki Jai.
Yeah, we will continue chanting until Prabhuji
Yeah,
joins.
please.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare
Mataji,
Krishna,
Prabhuji joined Mataji.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanavad Pranam, please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving your valuable time and association to us this morning and enlightening on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. I'll hand out the call to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam to all the devotees who are joining this call. And this is a nice topic about Bali Maharaj is surrendering. Like we have to surrender Sharanagati. He surrendered everything to the Supreme Lord. When he came there in the Vaman Dev, Lord of Vaman. So Lord of Vaman came. Right, just little bit background, but let us just do the prayers first. Om Agyanti Mirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Visha Kanvitam Sha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Namo Mahavadandaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Nama Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Krapa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Nama Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Asha Tyadeshatarine Prabhupada की जय, गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, Grantha Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. So we'll be reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, chapter number 20, text number 24 to all the way to the end. So this is the Bali Maharaj. He won there was a fight between demigods and asuras, and the asuras they won. Bali Maharaj, the grandson of Prahlad Maharaj, was sitting on the Indra's throne. Everybody is afraid. All the demigods would not come in front, and they were hiding somewhere. So their mother, demigod's mother, is Aditi, and although they are asuras, are cousins, sons of Diti, Niti, Adishin, Kashyap Muni, so Kashyap Muni, and so she did the Payovrat Vrat, and now the Bali Maharaj is doing Ashwamedh Yajna, and at the site of Raghukrach, on the northern side of the Narmada river. So when this Vaman Dev is arriving, Vaman means a Bauna, very small size, with so many demigods, they give them Chhatra and Kamandalu and Danda and Paduka, and so but very, very beautiful, effulgent. He went there, everybody got up from their seat, and Prabhu Maharaj, this Bali Maharaj washed his feet, gave him the throne, and then he said that how I can serve you. So he says that I'm a brahmachari, I need 3 feet of the space from my feet. And so he says, you are not really very intelligent. I own whole universe. Whole universe is mine. You could ask anything, one country or one planet or whatever you want to say. So he said that I have to be satisfied. I'm a brahmachari. I don't need more than what is required for me. So Bali Maharaj says, okay. And he is doing some sankalp and putting some water on the palm and chanting some mantra and putting it down. So Shukracharya, just seeing him, he understood that he is Lord Vishnu and he will take away everything. He was worried about his job, his salary, his comforts, because king was giving him everything, whatever is needed. So he said, don't give this. One so Vaman Dev is saying that one should be satisfied with whatever one achieves, but destiny and honest effort, these two things are necessary. One who is not self-controlled will not be happy even by possessing the 3 worlds. So he says, take this Shukracharya. He's saying that even if you promised him, your promise will bring you inauspiciousness to the demons. Lord Hari will take away all your lands, wealth, beauty, power, fame, and education, and give it to Indra. How will you live then? Charity that endangers one's livelihood is not praiseworthy. Take back your promise. One has to maintain one's body and even by untruth. But he says that I'm a grandson of Prahlad Maharaj is a devotee of Lord Vishnu. Why I would not give him the charity? He's asking 3 feet only, and that's my duty. And once one promise that should not be broken, so I will give it. So Shukracharya became very, very angry, and he told him, cursed him that he will suffer, or he did not really appreciate it. Becoming poverty, he says that if I become poverty stricken, such a charity is also very auspicious. If it is Vishnu who has come here in the form of this Brahman, I must carry out his order. A guru advises something against the desire of the Supreme Lord. You are desiring, there is no fault in disobeying such a guru. So there are certain occasions that you can disobey the guru's order. While his disobedience displeased Shukracharya, and he cursed him that, but magnanimous Bali solemnly vowed to give the charity of 3 steps to Vamandev. No one can give anything to the Lord, or he is full in everything. So everything belongs to the Supreme Lord. And everything belongs to him. What we offer don't belong to us, nor does it enrich his opulence. But such an offering brings one recognition as a devotee, which is an ornament for the soul. So we should become a pure devotee of the Lord, and that's the greatest ornament, and should be satisfied. Then whatever that we get, Pandavas were satisfied. Everything was taken away, and so same thing. So many others, Ranti Dev and Shivi Maharaj and Harishchandra and They all gave whatever they had, even in a dream that King Harishchandra. But they were satisfied, they were happy. So he could increase his size. The Vaman Dev became like his Upendra is also called because he's younger brother of Upendra, same parents. And then he increased his size so much so that just in one step he covered all the planetary system, all the way to the edge of the coverings. All the planets, all the universes were covered. And he said that how that his body is covering everywhere. He asked just these steps of the earth. Since the earth is there, and when you are standing on the earth, naturally your body would be there, and that also is take the space. So he covered every space, every nook and corner by his body. And then second step, he crossed over all the coverings. Means there are earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, ego. These are the coverings. And the next one, first is earth. Then earth is 10 times greater is the water. Earth, water, air, ether. So in this way, everyone is 10 times greater than the previous one. So in this way, then his toenail hit the topmost, like at the it hit Karana ocean, Karana Samudra, where Mahavishnu lies down. So he hit that place, and then from that rent or hole, the Ganges flew down because that all the coverings were covered by the second foot. And third foot, he says that where should I put my third step? And he says that the person who is donating is greater than the whatever he is donating. So you could put your foot on my head, and he pushed him down to the Patal Lok, and he tied him. He arrested Bali. He put Varuna pass him and tied him down. But so he gave everything, surrendered everything. And his daughter, Ratnavali, initially she saw the Bali, Vaman Dev, became very, very, oh, he's so beautiful. If he is my son, I will feed him my breastfeeding. And then when he saw that her father was tied down by the Varun Pash and he's pushing him down to the Sutal Lok, so she says that, no, I would not feed him my breast, but I would kill him. So she became the Putna in the next millennium or next time when Krishna came, she gave the poison. So whatever desires we have, that Krishna fulfills. But desire should be such that it pleases the Supreme Lord, not for our senses, but for the senses of the Supreme Lord. Then you get the greatest benefit because you could transfer yourself from here to the Golok Vrindavan, the loving devotional service to the Lord. So Bali Maharaj was given the Sutal Lok and he became his doorkeeper. So people cannot even think of Lord, big saintly people and performing so many yagyas and tapa and charity and austerity and knowledge, and that is all not as great as surrendering to the Supreme Lord. So he surrendered, and that way the biggest position. So here we are talking about so first verse is 24 number, and his body, and it is all the description is all there. Sanyam विभोर्वाससी गुह्य एक प्रजापतेजं घने आत्ममुख्यान् नाभ्यां नमः कुक्षिषु सप्त सिंधु Urukrama, that his name is Urukrama, big giant is instead. Urukrama Shorasi Charkshamalam. Bali Maharaj saw beneath the garments of the Lord who acts wonderfully the evening twilight in the Lord's private part. So what they are seeing in Lord's different bodily parts. So they are describing that in the Lord's private parts. He saw the Prajapatis because that is the generated Prajapatis are. So Prajapati is for progenation to fill up the universe or with all the population, not only just human being but all kinds of being. And in the round portion of the west, he saw himself with his confidential associates. In the Lord's navel, he saw the sky. On the Lord's west, he saw the 7 oceans. And on the Lord's bosom, that is the chest area, front area, he saw all the clusters of stars. Then there are 25 to 29 continuation. Yadyanga dharmam dharmastanar yormurarer ritam cha satyam cha manasya tendum shriyam cha vakshas sharavinda hastam kante cha samani samastarephan. 25, 26 now. Indra pradhana nama aran mosesho tatkarnayoh kuku bho dyoshya murdna yesho sumeghan meghancha kasa vasanam nasikaya makshnosya suryam vadane cha vannim vanyam cha sandam sirase jalesham भ्रोर्निषेधं च विधिं च पक्षमुसु अहस्य रात्रिं च परस्य पुंसो मन्यु ललाटे धर एव लोभं स्पर्शे च कामं नृपरेत साम्भः प्रस्थे त्वधर्मं क्रमणेषु यज्ञं छायासु मृत्युं हसिते च मायां तनूरुह्यस्यो पधिजातयस्य नदीश्य नाडीषु शिलानखेषु बुद्ध्वा वजं देव गणार्नर्षिञ्च प्राणेषु गात्रे स्थिरजङ्गमानि सर्वाणि भूतानि ददर्श वीरः. So translation of all these verses, that is up to 29. My dear king, on the heart of the Lord Murari, he saw religion. In the heart side, he saw dharma. On the chest, both pleasing words. In the chest, both pleasing words and truthfulness was on his chest. In the mind, the moon. Moon is the mind of the Lord. On the bosom, the goddess of fortune. That is the place for staying. It sits on the chest with a lotus flower in her hand. So goddess of fortune had a lotus flower. Lakshmi Ji. On the neck, all the Vedas and all sound vibrations. On the arms, all the demigods. Headed by King Indra. In both ears, all the directions. On the head, the upper planetary system. On the hair, the clouds. In the nostrils, the wind. On the eyes, the sun. Sun and moon are the eyes of the Lord. And in the mouth, fire. In a Virat Roop, when Krishna to Arjuna, and so many had some fire was emanating from his mouth. His mouth was open. So that is on the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. We'll read some of the verses from there later on. From his words came all the Vedic mantras, and his tongue was the demigod of river. Varun Dev on his eyebrows were the regulatory principles, and on the eyelids were day and night. When his eyes were open, it was daytime, and when they were closed, it was night. On the forehead was anger, and on his lips was greed. Oaking in his touch were lusty desires. In his semen were all the vast waters. On the back was irreligion, and his wonderful activities or steps was the fire of sacrifice. On his shadow was death. In his smile was the illusory energy, and on the hairs of his body were all the drugs and herbs. In his veins were all the rivers. So rivers are like veins. On his nails were all the stones. So Shilatankana Kala, his nails like Narsingh Dev. It's more dangerous than even the biggest chisel, stone, sharp. His nails were all stones. In his intelligence were Lord Brahma, the demigods and the great saintly persons. And throughout his entire body and senses were all living entities, moving and stationary. Bali Maharaj thus saw everything in the gigantic body of the Lord. So Lord's this Virat Roop or Vishwaroop, it is this is whole universe is supposed to be like the Virat Roop of the Krishna. Because primitive people could not see or could not know the form, the sweet form of the Lord. And so they see the big oceans or anything giant that they cannot imagine how it is all came, how it is working. People wonder how the earth is moving on its orbit and how the sun and moon are coming, it's a time, and how the seasonal changes and how the food is digested when you eat. And we don't know anything about how many things happen automatically. So who is doing all this? Automatically we say it is, but there has to be some person to regulate all that. And so people don't understand Krishna. They may talk about so many who has seen God, but God is there already. You are seeing him in any way, and he has to have a form. Non-form cannot do anything. So we have to understand the nature of the Lord and how. So everything he saw in this gigantic body, and who saw this? Mother Yashoda saw this universal form, and he showed it to Duryodhana also. And when he went as a peacemaker, uh, peacemaker, but Duryodhana did not really even. So many people have seen even in the when Krishna showed this form at the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Many people saw this form, but unless they know or unless Krishna wants to understand, then only one can know him. Otherwise, nobody can know Krishna in full. Nobody knows him. Even Krishna does not know him in full by himself. But Vedas and they all describe about his glories. So, and that's important. You will know, you will be more closer to Krishna if you describe his glories, if you chant his names, if you take prasadam, because they are all related to Krishna. Bhagavatam pages are Krishna. That is Krishna. So we should understand that. And so you could be in touch with Krishna. So I will read the text number 30. Sarvatma nidam bhuvanam niriksha sarveshwarak kashmala kashmalam apuranga sudarshanam chakram asahya tejo dhanushya sarang stanayat no ghosham. Continuation of this what part is what? O king, when all the demons, the followers of the Maharaj Bali, saw the universal form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, means not only, it's all like followers of Maharaj Bali saw the universal form, who held everything within his body. In his body, everything was there. When they saw in the Lord's hand his disc known as the Sudarshan, disc is Sudarshan Chakra, with which generates intense, intolerable heat. And when they heard the tumultuous sound of his bow, all this caused the lamentation within their hearts. Why? Because they are on the opposite side. They knew that they would be thrown out of their kingdom. Bali Maharaj was not afraid or scared, and others who are devotees, they would not be scared. So this Virat Roop is not a roop that is, it is an imaginary roop. The universe as a form of the Lord. Because primitive people could not worship the Supreme Lord, so they worship these gigantic things, the oceans, the mountains, and Himalayas, and big rivers, and big trees. So they used to worship them. But that is not, that's Krishna's. It's just an imaginary form. Same thing, Mohini Murti is there, but it's a temporary place, is not there in the spiritual kingdom. I mean, she does not descend, but Krishna makes that form and shows. Krishna showed that form by himself. It's not descent, it's not avataran. And Lord's our Rohan and Avataran. Avataran means coming from above, and our Rohan means you climb up. So by your Rohan Pantha, or by that following your own mental speculation, you cannot know the truth, because it's all transcendental divya. And from our material eyes, we cannot see Krishna. Only those who understand Krishna, Krishna wants them to reveal, then only they can understand. But otherwise, most of the people not. You have to have a vision. Like the Dhritarashtra also saw, and they also saw that universal form, and Krishna showed in the battle of the middle. So why Krishna is showing all this? It's in the future. People may say, anybody can say I'm God. But then ask, can you show me your Virat Rushwaru? Virat Rup, show us that. Krishna showed that. Can you lift just big stone or big house? But Krishna lifted whole Govardhan hill for 7 days on his tip of the left hand's nail only. So there are so many amazing things, but still people, nonsensical, demonic people, think that they could become God or they are God, and they don't want to worship Krishna. Then they go to hellish planets and rotate in the material world without understanding who they are and who is Krishna and what is their aim in life. They have aimlessly, they just come and they go. And so here there are different descriptions of the Krishna's weapons, like Sankha Chakra Gada Padma. What are these? So text number 38. Parjanya Ghosho Jalaja Panchajanya Kaumodaki Vishnu Gadatharishwini Vidyadharosi Siya Satachandra Yuktas Tunok Tamavash Shayasaya Kocha Akshaya Sayaka, the best of givers, all appear together to offer prayers to the Lord. The Lord's conch shell named Panchajanya. We should remember the names. What is the name of the Krishna's conch shell, which made sounds like that of a cloud. He made powerful, the very forceful club. Kaumuduki, there was one Kaumuduki Mataji. Kaumuduki, the sword of the Kaumuduki was the club. The sword was named Vidyadhara, with a shield decorated with hundreds of moonlight spots, and also Akshaya, Aksha Sayaka, and the best of givers. All of these appear together to offer prayers to the Lord. The Lord is being prayed by all these demigods and weapons and mountains and his Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. They are also praying. And so prayer is very necessary. Prayer could be what you see in the Bhagavatam pages, but you could make your own prayers and pray to the Lord. Lord listens to everybody's prayers. And like if you worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and pray to him, please liberate me, or please show me the path, or please give me love of God, and he definitely gives it. That's why we say Namo Mahavadandaya Krishna Prem. He gives us Krishna Prem. Krishna hardly gave, like he says, you give up everything. Sarvadharman Paritija Mamekam Shranam Vaja. But you surrender unto me. But nobody knows how to surrender, what to do. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed him by his own Leela, by his own activity, how to surrender. It's not difficult. And text number 22 and 23 and 34 is the last one. Although it's not in my curriculum, but I will read the last verse also. So text number 32. Nanda Mukhya Upatasthyurisham Parshada Mukhya Salokapalaha Ispurat Kiritang Meena Kundalaha Srivats Ratnottama Mekhalambare Madhumratastra Vanamalayavrato Rarajan Bhagavanu Rukramaha Shitim Paden Ken Baler Vichakrame Nama Shariren Deshascha Bahuvi. Those associates, headed by Sunanda and other chief associates and accompanied by all the predominating deities of the various planets, offered a prayer to the Lord, who wore a brilliant helmet, bracelets, and glittering earrings that resembled a fish. So, fish के आकार का उनका earrings था. So, predominating deities of all the planetary system, they came and they are offering prayers. It's like Narsingadev when he appeared, then and when he killed Hiranyakashipu, then all the demigods they came and earth was shaking like anything, and Brahma and Shiva and so many they all prayed to the Supreme Lord, but his krodh or his did not stop, his anger. So and nobody could go close to him. Even Lakshmi Devi could not go close to him. What to say about Brahma and Indra and Varun, and they could not go. So Brahmaji asked Prahlad Maharaj to go. So he went there, prayed him. Then when he saw Narsingadev saw him, he immediately came on his lap, and he was smelling his head and licking his, like with his tongue, he was putting on his face. And in this way, then he became very knowledgeable by the touch of the Lord. And he started giving prayers. Although Lord asked something, boom. He says, I am not a beggar. Please make my mind so I don't beg or I don't ask for anything. Everything belongs to you. And what can I do? What can I give you? Please liberate my father. So he is asking even his father to be liberated. Narsingadev said that your 21 generations are automatically liberated because you are such a pure devotee. So becoming a devotee is very important. Your 21 generations, then you don't have to do all the Shraddha ceremonies and going to Gaya or any place. Just worship Krishna and then nobody can do anything. Means that is the best remedy to liberate your parents. But atonement, when you do so many sinful activity, that is also not necessary. If everything the result that you do is do for Krishna, you work for Krishna. And so you do activity. There is karma or vikarma, karma, akarma, and this. So there is karma that you do activity according to the scripture. Vikarma against the scripture, and akarma that you do everything for Krishna. And that is what is needed, that we should do everything to satisfy Krishna, not to satisfy our own whims. And that way Krishna reciprocates. He gives everything back, not only that, but his sweet love and his Varada Hasta, he puts his hand on your head and you go back home, back to Godhead at the end. But some like Dhruva Maharaj ruled for 36,000 years. Prahlad Maharaj also ruled on this Bali Maharaj's place, Indra's place. But then anyway, so it's a nice to reciprocate. It's easy also, this devotional service, and it's very complicated also. So the last verse I would like to read with your permission, because that there is not, that is the last verse of the chapter number 20. Bali Maharaj surrenders the universe. Padam Dvitiyam Kramatastrivishyam Navai Tratiyaya Tadiyamanvapi Urukramashyangri Rupar Yuparyayo Mahar Janabhyam Tapasa Param Gataha. As the Lord took his second step, he covered the heavenly planets, and not even a spot remained for the third step. The Lord's foot extended higher and higher beyond Maharlok, Janlok, Taplok, even Satyalok. So Satyalok is the topmost lok, but it is beyond this. And when the Ganges water fell, then he put on this Kamandalo Brahmaji. Then it went down, and then the water could have pierced all the earth limits and could have gone down to Rasatal. But Shankar Bhagavan, see this, there is his forefathers were not born by Kapil Dev looking at them, to 60,000 sons of Sagar, and so they were cursed because Indra did a trick. He tied the horse there and at the Kapilashram, but when their children, they could not finish the horse sacrifice, but he wanted to do the horse sacrifice, Ashwamedh Yagya. So and now when he opened his eyes, Kapil Dev, and then all 60,000 who were there, they got burned to ashes, and to liberation, there was need for Ganges to come. That is the Ganga Avtaran. So as the Lord took the second step, he covered heavenly planets, and not even a spot remained for the third step. For the Lord's foot extended higher and higher beyond Maharlok, Janlok, Taplok, and Satyalok. Satyalok is where Brahmaji lives. When the Lord's footsteps exceeding the heights of all the lokas, including Maharlok, Janlok, Taplok, Satyalok, his name certainly pierce the covering of the universe. The universe is covered by the 5 material elements: Bhumar, Apo, Nalo, Vayu, Kham. As stated in Shastra, these elements are in layers, each 10 times thicker than the previous one. Nonetheless, the nails of the Lord pierced through all these layers and made a hole, penetrating into the spiritual world. Yes. So that is the water of the Karna Jal, Karna Samudra. Spiritual world. From his hole, the water of the Ganges infiltrated into the material world, and therefore it is said that Pada Nakha Nira Janita Jana Pavana. This is Jaydev Goswami, the Savtar. They sing like this: because the Lord kicked a hole in the covering of the universe, the water of the Ganges came into the material world to deliver all the fallen souls. It's not just Sagar Maharaj's 60,000 children, but they are still liberating all the sinful people. But the Ganges said that if so many sinful people they take a bath in me, I will get contaminated. So she was assured that there would be devotees who will also take bath, and by their piety, they will absorb all the sins which the demonic people they leave behind them in the water. She was happy. She is still serving the devotees, and Lord Shiva is putting on his head. So we finish this chapter. We will discuss about these points. Means his whole body and what he did to Bali Maharaja afterwards, and so and about universal form. So this how Arjun. Let us describe about that part. Arjun requested Krishna to show his universal form because he heard about it, and naturally he would be very curious. And so Arjun expresses his desire to see that all pervading form of Lord, and in response, Krishna shows his universal form. So Virat Roop, Vishwaroop, gigantic Roop, they are all the same, and one can worship those, but that is not eternal form. Eternal form is Shyam Sundar. Yam Shyama Sundar Achintya Gunaswarupam Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. So, O lotus-eyed Lord, about the creation and dissolution, all of all beings arising from you, I have also realized your inexhaustible glories is being unaffected by this aloof. Many people they become aloof, but Krishna does not really feel any boring, disgusted. He always plays with his devotees. Arjun heard of various glories of Krishna, that Krishna is the supreme creator, maintainer, controller of all pervading. I desire to see your universal form, Supreme Lord, greatest of all, Purushottama. You are present before me, as have described yourself. Yet I wish to see your powerful form, Rupam Aishwarya Roop, by which you entered and support this universe. The universal form of the Krishna, Vishnu, is a temporary form in the material realm. It is not eternally situated in the spiritual sky like Krishna's other forms, as the material nature is manifested and unmanifested. Similarly, this universal form is manifested and unmanifested. Devotees are not very eager to see this form. What you like to see is the Krishna's two-handed beautiful form, like human-like form. Arjun is personally convinced that Krishna is the supreme absolute truth, the source of everything, and even acknowledged, and he is completely satisfied by reciprocations with the personal sweet form of Krishna, and has no special desire to see his powerful universal form. Instead, he asks Krishna to show the universal form because he want to substantiate Krishna's statement and convince people about his divinity, so that the people could understand that Krishna is not only theoretically or philosophically presented himself as the supreme, but actually presented himself as such. To set a criterion for accepting someone as the supreme Lord, because in the future, imposters could pose themselves as God's incarnation. One who claims to be God should be prepared to show his universal form, to live like something like Govardhan, to take the poison and drink it. And so he killed many demons, and so Krishna's Leela, he does come to perform his Leelas, and he does it so well that people become attracted to him, and that is how he comes, that we kids should also become attracted. And at the end, by remembering his glories, by remembering his universal form, by remembering his name for glories, and we could go back home, back to God, and to fulfill our human life. So Sanjay also saw that form. Lord Krishna describes his universal form. See my opulences, he says, behold my opulences. There are hundreds and thousands of wonderful divine forms of the various types, colors, shapes, legs. Behold the many wonderful things which no longer is ever seen or heard before Siddhadityas, Vashus, Rudras, Ashwini Kumaras, and all the other demigods. So they are going to their own place, but they saw the Lord. Whatever you wish to see, the whole universe with its moving and non-moving entities is here completely in one place at one time. I will give you divine eyes because you cannot see me with your present eyes. Behold my mystic opulences. So Arjun being he is the Bhakta, Ananya Bhakta, had the superior vision. It's an affection with which is accompanied to see the sweetness of Krishna's human form and his pastimes. Now Krishna is giving Arjuna a celestial vision to see his majestic form with thousands of heads, eyes, and so on in order to cause astonishment in Arjuna. So ascending, descending path, and so unless your eyes are anointed with tinge of love of Godhead, you cannot see the Lord. So he became gigantic form, but also even that form, but even more difficult to see Lord's two-handed form. So you will see here, Sanjay describes Arjun's vision of the universal form. Everything visible at one place. These manifestations of the universal form were distributed throughout the universe. But by the grace and inconceivable potency of Lord Krishna, Arjun could see them all while sitting in one place. What Arjun saw was indescribable. Yes, Sanjay tried to give a mental picture of that great revelation to Dhritarashtra in this section. Krishna displayed his universal form. Having spoken thus, Krishna, the supreme all mystic power, Mahayogeshwara, Yogeshwara, mystic power, displayed his supremacy, supremely powerful, majestic universal form, Rupam Aishwaryam to Arjuna. See, that is, Aishwarya is seen in this universal form. But as pure devotees, the important thing is to always remember Krishna's names, glories, Krishna's name, chanting, Sankirtan, Yajna, Sankirtana, Praya, Yajanti, Somedasa. People with good intelligence worship the engage in Sankirtan Yajna. Arjun saw in that form unlimited faces, eyes, wonderful vision, holding many weapons, wearing celestial garlands, garments, ornaments, and divine scene. The form was wonderful, brilliant, infinite, all expanding with faces in all directions. The effulgence of the universal form is greater than the effulgence of thousands of suns rising at once in the sky. Everything in the universe is seen at one place, at one time, as various parts of the body of the universal form in various ways uh, divided into many details. Both Arjun and Krishna were on the chariot when Arjun saw the universal form. Others on the battlefield could not see it because Krishna gave the vision only to Arjun. So Arjun, he bowed down to that form, bewildered and astonished. In the folded hands, he began to pray to the Supreme Lord. He's praying, and that is there is a description of the temple of the paraphernalia that you want to Lord. He bestows his mercy. So Arjun experiences seeing the universal form. What is the experience of the Arjun? Dear Lord, I see in your body all the demigods, all living entities, Brahma sitting on lotus, Shiva, all the sages, and divine serpents. O form of the universe, O Lord of the universe, and the origin of the universal form, Vishwavara. I see in your unlimited forms many arms, bellies, mouths, and eyes expanded everywhere without limit. I saw no end and no middle and no beginning on this form. It is difficult to see this glowing form, Tejo Rashim, adorned with crowns, clubs, discs, because of its glaring effulgence. Dipti is spreading on all sides. So that is the origin. Like Surya is getting rays from the Lord's effulgence. For millions of years it shines. It's not atom bombs are burning there. Prameya, like immeasurable radiance, like blazing fire or the sun. I'm convinced of your supremacy. You are infallible. You are the ultimate basis, resting place, and shelter of the universe. And your form is inexhaustible. You cannot. So, warriors such as Bhishma, who cannot be conquered by the demigods, have been defeated by Arjun with ease. Such will be Arjun's fame in future. However, they have already been killed by Krishna at the time of their offending Draupadi. They are proceed. Sabyasachi means the one who is skillful in shooting arrows on the battle on both hands equally. Sabyasachi. So Krishna gives credit to his devotees. Every plan is made by the Lord, but he is so kind and merciful that he wants to give credit to the devotees who carry out his plan according to his desire, not our desire. Like Krishna gave spreading Krishna consciousness. My name would be heard in every town and village. But that credit goes to our Srila Prabhupada. He spread that every town and village. Although his own guru, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, had so many modern temples, but he tried to send some sannyasis to England, but other than taking some photos but nothing was done by them. So Arjuna is praying to such a form, and so Krishna has so many incomparable powers. You are the father of this world. Of all the moving and non-moving beings, you are the most worshipable of all worshipable people and supreme spiritual master. No one is equal to you. Where 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 can there be anyone greater than you within us? The three worlds, O Lord of him. Just say that you are master of the three worlds. So three worlds, O Lord of immeasurable power. So I am both gladdened and frightened seeing your universal form, which was never seen before. Please be merciful. So they were seeing some partial forms, but this roop was universal form was complete. O abode of the universe, Prasida Devesha Jagan Nivasa. I wish to see your 400 form. That is requested by Bali Maharaj. This he had some garlands and so please reveal your form to me. I wish to see your 400 form and prove that Krishna is the Supreme Lord and the source of all forms, including the 400 form of the Lord Vishnu. Krishna's human-like form is more pleasing than the majestic universal form, which is distasteful to the mind and eye. In response to Arjun's request that show me, Krishna will show Krishna now comfort him by withholding his ghastly universal form and revealing his pleasant four-armed form and two-armed form. It will be described as bhakti, is the supreme process to see any form of Krishna. Pure bhakti is the prerequisite to see any of the form, and Krishna, by his mercy, gives him dadami buddhi yogam through intelligence and body science that he gives just through his mercy. So this was never seen before. Because Krishna is merciful to Arjun, the residents of the higher planets also saw the universal form now. When Krishna is attempted to persuade Duryodhan from war, Duryodhan tried to capture Krishna. At that point, also Krishna showed his universal form, but that was the different form what Arjun saw now. It's not the same. Only by divine vision, which is result of pure devotion, bhakti, can one actually see Krishna's universal form. The pure devotees, however, are not interested to see the universal form, or it does not enable one to reciprocate loving feeling. If Lord is just a big universal form, how you could reciprocate, how you could embrace him, how you could serve him. So those are the, you were afraid and bewildered by seeing this horrible feature, ghoram of mine. So glory of Krishna's personal form and bhakti. So personal form is more important, not the universal form. Rarity of Krishna's human-like form. This human form of mind, because you could embrace, you could touch, you could serve Krishna, but in universal form, you will be afraid of doing any close. Krishna told Arjun that the universal form with thousands of heads, etc., is difficult to see, to be seen by pious acts. Means by pious acts or sacrifices, पुण्य कर्म से भगवान नहीं मिलते. Now Krishna says that his two-handed form as Shyam Sundar is still more confidential and rare to see. His two-handed and four-handed forms are eternal. Even when he descends in that form, he is not visible to foolish persons who deride him. Naham Prakasha Sarvasva Yoga Maya Samavrata. So Krishna is known and seen only by Ananya Bhakti, only by undivided devotional service. Can I be understood as I am Arjun? Only in this way it is possible to know me, see me, and enter into my mysteries of my understanding. So, or one who does not take guidance from a bona fide spiritual master, it is impossible to even begin to understand Krishna. So, this is the last topic is about the essence of Bhagavad Gita. He who works for me means you should always work for Krishna, not our independent. Considering me the supreme, who is devoted to me without mortal attachments, without enmity. Mat karma karan mat paramo, that is working for me without enmity towards any living entity, will surely attain me, Arjun. So Krishna is the source of all the forms. So how to attain this? By reading this, and what happens? So we eating this, we develop so much attraction for Krishna. He is so great. He has done all this. He is just part and parcel. And so we should remember. So Lord Krishna says that bhakti is rare, but bhakti is also easy also. Bhakti is all encompassing. By experiencing a higher taste, one can easily control one's mind and senses from sense objects. Vishaya vinivartante niraharesha dehina. So Vishaya, our mind goes to so many garash. So, but wherever there is sense objects, our mind goes towards that. But if we go, Swalpam api asya dharmasya trayate mahatobhaya. But even a little bit taste of the Srimad Bhagavatam Bhakti or chanting, then naturally Krishna becomes happy and he reveals to you himself. So in that way it is easy. Those who fix their mind on the personal form of Krishna are more perfect. Or the impersonalist advancement is troublesome. Mai Avesha Manoparth. Compared to Ashtanga Yoga, Bhakti does not demand strict vows like absolute celibacy and so on. Samam Kaya Strota Givam. Bhakti process is blissfully performed. Susukham Kartum Avayam. One can simply hear and chanting the Lord's glories. Hear, eat prasadam and so on. Rajavidya Rajaguyam Pavitram Idam Uttam. So Krishna is giving in 9th chapter all this. Krishna is pleased to accept even a leaf, and flower, little water, or fruit offered to genuine love, offered in genuine love and devotion. Whatever one does, eats, donates, yat karoshi, yadasnasi, yadjuhosi, tadasi, yat tapasasi, paunteya, tat kurusho madarpana. So bhakti, if you do bhakti, means that is bhakti means surrender unto Krishna. You can cross the ocean, this mortal world, very easily. One who engages in unlight bhakti transcends the mortal modes. He transcends the mode of goodness, passion, ignorance, and established in pure goodness. Under the protection of Krishna's divine nature, the great souls are not deluded and fully engaged in bhakti. Krishna personally supplies what a devotee lacks and preserves what he has already. Ananyashchintayanto mam ye jana paripasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshamam mahamyam. He says that I fulfill their desire and yoga, and which is he protects and he provides what is lacking. Bhakti is the only way to understand Krishna. It is not by karma kand or gyan kand or yagyas and so many austerities, and it is not by that. It is unallied love to Krishna. Just like mother is a love for the little child who depends on the mother, then she protects, she gives everything, even if she is hungry. But our Lord does not remain hungry. He eats chappan bhogas, and so there is no problem. But he also cries for ahir ki choriya chechya bari chacha pe nacha nagave. So Krishna reciprocates with his devotees. Tesham satati yuktanam vajatam priti bhokam dadami buddhi yogam tam ye namam upayanti te. So your all the bad habits will go away. Once you start doing bhakti, you don't have to do separately. And so you will get all the knowledge. Everything comes from Krishna. So he could give you all this. Bhakti amma vabijanati amanya chasmi tatota tato mam tatoto gyatva vishati tadat anantaram. So even if by accident, if a devotee does some mistake, if he is engaged in bhakti, Krishna considers him a sadhu. Apichet suduracharo bhajate mam ananya bha sadhu reva samantavya samyak vyavasthito isa. And Krishna says that Kshipram bhavati dharmatma. He wants to protect to his devotees. Always to protect his devotees from all accidental fall downs because of his continuous thinking of the Lord. Krishna is the swift deliverer of his devotees from the mortal ocean of birth and death. So he will deliver us. We should have a full faith in Krishna, and then he will take care of ours. And a little bit more that I will describe. So we discussed about this universal form and what the Lord's universal form, what it has. I won't go through the detail. The Lord's associate like Sunanda and others, chief associates and deities of various planets offered in prayers. The Lord's beauty, the Lord wore a brilliant helmet, bracelets, glittering earrings, and the Lord covered the entire surface of the earth. Bali Maharaj promised Vamande only the land occupied by his steps. But how can the Lord occupy the sky also? Shilaji Goswami answers that the steps include everything, downward and upward. When one stands up, one certainly occupies certain part of the sky and certain portions of the earth below one's feet. Thus, there was nothing uncommon for the Lord when he occupied the entire sky with his body. So nice descriptions about the Lord, how to please him, how to uh, reciprocate with him, why bhakti is so important. Bhakti means surrendering everything to Krishna. Bhakti means body, mind, words, your wealth, everything to Krishna. And nothing, no sense gratification, bringing the other people at the lotus feet of the Lord. The Lord becomes very happy if you do purport. It's really such an amazing thing that people, if they just don't eat abominable things, and they could lead their life normally. Just put Krishna in the center. Even a big farmer is all the time busy and sweating. He told Narad Muni, Krishna or Vishnu told Narad Muni that you see this devotee, he is my greatest devotee. He said, how come? He is a Krishna, he is a farmer, he has no place or no bhajan kutir. So Krishna says, come on. So he put a oil filled up in a pot, and he says, go from one end to the other end, about a couple kilometers, and don't nothing should be spilled down. So his attention was all the time. He never chanted. He said, this man is working for me, and he never thinks of some sense enjoyment. He takes care of his family. Honestly, on his day, if somebody devotee comes in his home, he gives them the shelter, he gives them food, he does not envy anybody. So everything is simple if you are simple-minded. But if you have complicated, oh, I'm so great, and Krishna cannot see any pride in his devotees. And Krishna bestows his mercy, his devotees, Yoga Kshema Mahamya. He takes care of his whatever unites with his requirement, and he protects what he has. So I will end here. If there is any comments, questions, discussions, criticizing or anything, why I said it is all from the scripture, Bhagavad Gita. So this chapter describes about universal power. So please unmute. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for a wonderful class, Prabhu. Devotees, if anybody have any questions, please unmute yourself. And Radha Jyoti Mataji, please go ahead, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji, and my humble obeisances to you. Hare Krishna Maharaj Ji.
Yeah,
Please
Hare
accept my
Krishna.
humble obeisances at dust of your lotus feet. All glories to Srimad. Maharaj Ji, you mentioned that if a devotee meditates upon the personal form of Krishna, then so I just wanted to know, could you please give me teachings on what is the meaning of personal form of Krishna?
People are impersonal, people are worshipped like, say, the effulgence of the Lord, Brahmajyoti, people worship Parameshwar form, but his real form, Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti Shabdate. Means he is seen in three forms. Brahmajyoti, that is Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Paramatma, is localized in every place, and then not Paramatma, that is the localized form, and the Bhagavan Swam. Bhagavan, he reciprocates, he plays with his, just like the gopis and the Krishna, he plays and he becomes friends. So he comes to show us that how wonderful it is, why you are rotting in the material world. Come to me, just surrender to me, and you will be able to play with me. You will be able to sit in my lap. Krishna puts his own friends on his shoulder and takes just a little drop of buttermilk. He dances. Krishna dance. So tahi ahira ki choriya chachya bari chachape nachana chave. Just a little buttermilk, and he dances on their will. So is it ordinary thing? People cannot bring in their mind, for millions of years they practice. They cannot bring by all the austerities, by all the Vedic studies, by all the mantras. Krishna is known by simply that you just accept Krishna as your all in all, and chant his glories, chant his names, bring people to Krishna. And then, so you could play with Krishna, you could live with Krishna, you could go to Krishna's love. So everything is all there if you are a devotee. But by impersonal way, you only can realize that Krishna is an immense energy, but there is nothing more. There is no reciprocation, and it's very difficult to understand Krishna. By another, like Parameshwar is localized. Yes, he is giving you directions or what to do, but you cannot really play with Parameshwar. You cannot reciprocate with Parameshwar the same ways the devotees of the Lord. Bhagwan Swam. So Bhagwan Swam, Vadanti Tattas Vadas Tattvam Tad Jnanam Advayam Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagwan iti Shabdate. So Bhagwan is the Purna form of the Lord, and we should worship him. We should develop our loving relation with him. Just like Vidur and Vidur's wife developed this Draupadi had and Mirabai had personal relationship, and anybody can have it. Tukaram in this Kali Yuga, he had his relation with Krishna, and he protected him everywhere. So why not me? He's not differentiating. Krishna, oh, he only him. No, everybody can, because we are all his children. So we should have trust for Krishna, and that he will give me his shelter at his lotus feet. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Maharaji,
Hello.
you mean that the forms are nothing but the features of Lord, right? Brahmeti and the
Yes.
Paramatmeti, and I what
Uh,
my understanding was his incarnations is the meaning. The form means he's different kind of incarnation. I was thinking like that.
It is Paramatma and Brahmajyoti is all the feature of the Lord. But as you see the train from a distance and you never saw that, it is just the light, that is Brahmajyoti. If you see the train is moving, that is the Paramatma. But when you go more closer, you see so many dibbas and so many people and play, and people are selling their chai and their produce, and the same thing when you see a mountain from a distance. It looks like a blue hazy. So you want to just remain hazy, or you want to know more about him? If you want to know more, then you should worship. Worship Bhagwan. Okay.
Yes, Maharaji. And my second question to you was about uh, you mentioned I forgot. I couldn't write today.
No, no,
So
it's a, go ahead. I will understand. Go ahead. Just forget that
uh,
word.
huh, uh, you mentioned that when I'm not able to recall that word only. It's okay. I'll see Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Maharaji, and we look forward your association again. Thank you.
Thank you
Hare
so much.
Krishna.
Hare
Thank you, Radha
Krishna.
Jyoti Mataji. Hemangi Mataji, please go ahead, Mataji, with your question.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for giving me the opportunity. Thank you, Maharaj, for this nice class.
Thank you,
I was
Mataji.
just looking at this text 32 and 33 we read today. In the translation, the last line, it says that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose activities are wonderful, covered the entire surface of the earth with one footstep, the sky with his body, and all directions with his arms. So, Maharaj, my question is like, why did he use his arms? He was supposed to only be using the steps, but Lord also stretched his arms sideways to cover the
Hmm.
sides. So, how do you
But
understand that?
yeah, that's a nice question. But Jiva Goswami answers that when you stand up, then there would be your arms. You cannot cut off your arms. You stand on your feet, then the ground underneath the feet, then your whole body goes around. How you will in the second step? How you will take the second step without using the body? So he has to use the body. The arms are there, and it is spread. It's so gigantic. It's all over. He could spread all over everywhere. You understand? I could read that part also.
Yeah, no problem. I understand. So, is it part of Krishna's tricking, or not really cheating, but like a tricking personality, which is part of Krishna? How do we take it like that?
And see, he is a servant, he is a devotee. Bali Maharaj is one of the 12 Mahajanas. And so he accepts that devotees and whatever they want to do, and he wants to play with devotees. Vishnu, they also like, he wanted that Hari hu, aaj hu na shastra gaha hu. That today I will make sure that he breaks his promise of not taking any weapons, any arms in the battlefield. He remains as a chariot driver for Arjun, but he took the wheel and ran towards Bhishma. Bhishma wanted, he is in a chivalrous mood, and Krishna also wants to see that Bhishma Pitamas also, he wanted to. I mean, he's so kind that he wants to fulfill desires of everybody. So we should not feel why did he do that and why not. It is his play, and he want to show that he is such a great that we could worship him. People like worship big things. Big things and small things also. He is big and small. Ando Aniyar Mahato Mahiyan. Is a Andantarastha Parmano Chayantarastham. Govindam Adi Purusha is the smallest and biggest is biggest also. So that is part of the body. And when you stand and put your another leg, doesn't it your body cover some space? Yeah. in this in the sky or is see when you walk just on the ground and don't you use your body?
No, we do. We do.
So that is what he covered with that. It's so great that he covered each and nook and corner of the universe, all the way to the covering of the universal layers. And then second foot, he covered all that. He crossed all that universal layers, which is 10 times bigger than the one below. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Maharaj, for wonderful question and answer session. Devotees, Radha Jyoti Mataji, you still want to ask question, Maharaj?
No,
Yeah,
Mataji. No, today I'm sorry, but I forgot to lower my hand, and I'm sorry for that. Hare
No problem, Mataji. Dear devotees, if anybody have any questions and you'd like to share with Maharaj, please go ahead.
Yeah, and even not
Maharaj,
questions. You want to,
could you please tell us more about japa? If say someone is trying to offer extra round, then how we should pray to holy name? Sometimes we are able to, but sometimes it is where even we are doing extra, we are not satisfied. Something happens. I don't. But could you please tell more about holy name? How you practice? Like give some practical tips for extra rounds.
extra round or the same round should be done very purely with a clean mind, with no desire for outside. Mind should not be disturbed. You do it every like same time, same place, early morning. That is the best time. And Brahma Muhurta, where there is no disturbance. And you just chant the holy name with each word clearly spoken. Not Krishna, Krishna, not like something that is you are just muffling. And so you take a good night sleep, you sleep earlier and then wake up earlier and see the same place, sitting place, or you could do in walking, but sitting place is good. Prabhupada also had a morning japa walk. Many devotees have a japa walk, but one place you sit and then chant full, that is more better. With listening to each and every word. So you speak and then your ear should be able to hear. It's a big science. Just chanting is the whole sum and substance of all our devotional service, if you do it properly. So you should read many certain books about chanting. There are so many devotees who have written about chanting the holy name. Okay?
Do you remember once you have taught us that every holy name will be like a seed that we sow in farms? You made one statement. We should not. Could you just give such kind of examples if you could recall?
I don't recall about sowing the seeds, but it is like sowing the seeds in your heart, and it will grow more and more if it is shown and we water it by the more chanting and cleansing it and not doing any mad elephant offense like any Vaishnava Parad, and it will grow more and more until it covers the seat of the Lord's throne in the spiritual sky. It goes all the way to the spiritual sky and produces the fruits of love of Godhead, and everybody is satisfied. That's what we are looking for our satisfaction. Our ananda is the holy name and the fruits of that holy name. Fruit is relishing the Lord's. You want to do more and more once you are really doing it nicely. So very few people could chant very nicely, sweetly. when they love the Lord. So I have to go for offering arti to the deities. But if there is any quick question, you could ask, or we have to end now.
Yeah, Hemangi Mataji, do you want to go quickly?
Okay, Maharaj, this they also mentioned about Sunanda and other chief associates. So I was wondering, who is this Sunanda?
Sunanda, they're all in Vraj Bhumi. Sunanda, I think that he is a friend or is his relative also, and Nanda, Sunanda, and so they are his friends also. And so Krishna has all kinds of his friends and his gopis and girlfriends and boyfriends and his servants and his parents and uncles, and so it's there is nothing bereft. What you see in the material world is just a shadow. It's just a reflection. But you go for the real world where all these relations are original. You
Thank you,
cannot
Maharaj.
enjoy the shadow. Okay?
Yes. Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Maharaj,
Krishna.
thank you so much for wonderful
Okay.
class, Prabhu Maharaj. Very enlightened one. We look forward for your registration again and again. Thank you so much, Prajal. Let us pay obeisances to Maharaj and all the devotees. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha. Patitanam pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
namo
Namo Shri
Namo
Vaishnavebhyo
Jai
Namo
Sadguru Shri
Namaha.
Prabhupada ki
Is Jai
jai.
Samik Rishi Prabhuji ki
Ki
Jai.
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 Nittai
Thank you,
Gaur
everyone,
Thank
for
Premanande. Hari
you.
Hari
listening.
Bol.
Gauranga.
Nityananda. Thank you, Lalita Mataji and Dinabandhu Prabhu, for
Thank you,
Everyday
Prabhu.
Association. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for joining.